Hello, roller skaters and fellow citizens. Welcome to this edition of the New York City Roller Skate Club. My name is Marion Green, and I'm the host of this show. We'll be coming into your homes each week, bringing you surprise interviews and exciting exhibitions of roller skating skills by some of New York City's most popular and talented roller skating artists. We'll also keep you informed about current roller skating events that are happening in and around the city. For those of you who believe that roller skating has died out, sit back and enjoy the show. You're in for quite a treat. It's a good day. Welcome to this edition of the New York City Roller Skate Club. My name is Marion Green, and I'm your host. I'm here today with a wonderful friend of mine, Mr. Angel Vargas. I've known Angel for a lot of years, since he was a kid and I was a young man, to be perfectly honest. And Angel is one of the premier roller skaters from the New York City area. He's had a particularly wonderful experience because of his involvement in roller skating, and we're going to get started right now and talk to him about it. How you doing, Angel?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's always good to see you, man.
Great to see you.
For I don't know how many years it's been, you know.
One of the mentors of skating.
And one of the great skaters.
Yes.
So, first of all, how long have you been skating? When did you start?
I started roller skating when I was like 8 years old.
8 years old.
And I started with sneaker skates. If everyone remembers those sneaker skates with the yellow wheels and
blue skate.
Yeah, blue skate.
Yellow
Yeah,
wheels. I remember
like
those.
Nike sneakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was fun, and you know.
And where was that?
Oh, I started in the streets of the South Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're both Bronx boys, you know. I don't know if you knew that.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm a Bronx boy too. Born in Harlem, but raised in the Bronx.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I was born on 169th Street in Boston Road, Jefferson Place.
Oh, I went to Morris High School.
Wow, man. And
okay, that's enough of that stuff. Yeah, so back to the skating. So you began skating in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I had a similar experience. I began skating when I was 10 in the streets, but back then we didn't have sophisticated skates like you guys had. We had the old metal wheels with the ball bearings.
Well,
and mine wore out in about 6 months, so I made a scooter out of the other skate, and that was it.
That's the first skate I really looked at. Like I tried.
The clamp-ons?
Yeah, the clamp-ons with those little aluminum wheels, and
yeah.
they were so noisy.
Yeah.
And then finally, because you know, and they were like about what, $15, $20? I don't remember.
Maybe not even that much.
But
yeah.
And you know, I transformed to sneaker skates, and then started skating everywhere. You know, the parks and down throughout the streets. Got into a couple of accidents, got head bumps, and
of course,
just learning how to do the movements, all the spinning on wheels, and started a little break dance. I started doing everything just to test out, and started doing jumps, jumping off the stairways, and you know, just doing the crazy stuff. Then I wind up going to Central Park with my brother one time with my sneaker skates. This was like in the early '70s.
That's when the roller disco, quote unquote, roller disco craze was happening.
Yeah, about that time, right? Yeah. And I skated around the park, not for long, and then you know, a couple of years later, the rinks started coming around, and my brother started going to this place called High Rollers. Yeah. And he got a job there, and then I came in and got a job. And when they saw me with the sneaker skates I had, they said, "You have to get rid of those skates if you're gonna work here." I'm like, "Oh wow." So, you know, I started working there, and this is how I started with High Rollers. I was cleaning the tables. I was working the snack bar.
See, I didn't know that.
Before I became,
because I only knew you was a skater. You were skating really well when I met you.
Yeah, I started cleaning the tables at High Rollers, and I met everyone. And you know, I would go out and skate on my break time.
Okay.
And skate cars. There was one guy named Dwight Toppin. He was really,
my man Dwight.
Yeah, he was a great mentor to me. And he looked at me. He goes, "We're gonna get you some skates." And he says, "I like the way you skate. You're a little bit off, but I'm gonna get you going."
Yeah.
And first got my 220s and Gold Star plate. And ever since then, Dwight Toppin took me in and he showed me the ropes, and I just started going. Then I went to Village Skate, you know, and I saw all you guys.
Yeah, that's why I was managing that place.
Yeah, and I first met Fred, and,
you
know, and then the Roxy opened up, in my understanding, right after High Rollers. And that's why, I met Stephen Greenberg. He came to High Rollers before I went over there and invited me over. He says, "There's another kid that I want you to meet, and I like you the way you skate." So, "Okay, good." That's where I met, when I first went to Roxy. I almost couldn't get in until Greenberg came outside.
Yeah.
He says, "No, he's with High Rollers. He comes in." And I kind of like the structure, how they were holding up themselves. Yeah. You know, and when I went in, I was like wow, my eyes blew.
Nice club.
What?
Yeah.
It was something that we were not used to. It was something with this man, Mr. Greenberg, was way ahead of his time with,
yeah, he was.
developing a roller skating.
He was. He knew how to throw parties and everything. So
yeah, I heard it was like a big celebrity dome, for all the stars and politicians that were coming through. And that's why.
Hurry up now, because we want to get to you, because you're a star too now.
Okay, yeah.
Finish this story about how you met my man.
And then I came through and I went up the ramp and I saw this kid skating, and that was Khalil. And then
Khalil Kane.
Yeah, Khalil Kane. We introduced him to each other. We were about like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and from there on, we started skating together. So, for my type of skating and style I developed, I was always into gymnastics. I was always into dance. I did a lot of break dancing and pop lock in the streets. And I also went to study with JoJo's Dance Factory, Frank Hatchett, Phil Blacks. And I kind of transformed all, my dance techniques onto skating. Mm-hmm. And
the shows too.
Yeah, and with all you guys showing me the steps, and when I was growing up, I kind of put that all together, and then I said, okay, let's create, this type of character for, as for you as a skater. Because for me, when you roller skate, it's all about showmanship.
Yeah.
It's about putting a whole production
expressing
together.
yourself.
Exactly.
And,
it's all about a production of who you are when you're going out there in front of a crowd. So, was I very competitive? Yeah, against me, not everyone else.
Yeah.
But I would watch people, and then I would learn, and I would do start mastering the moves, as I say.
Okay, that's good. So people have an idea of where you came from and how you got started. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about where the skating experience took you, because as I said earlier, you have a very rich and varied experience because of your involvement in roller skating. So why don't you begin with Starlight Express?
Wow.
How'd you get involved in that?
Well, okay. We were all as a matter of fact, just to say to everyone that we were all performing together.
We all were, that's right.
And we were performing at all the roller skating rinks around New York.
Various other venues as well.
We also got into commercials. We've done television shows, variety shows, telethons for Jerry Lewis and a few others. And one time, I was about to leave to Los Angeles, as a matter of fact, and this show by the name of Starlight Express came to town from England. I didn't know about it, but Dwight, again, who was my mentor, he was watching over me. He said, Angel, there's a show coming in town. It's roller skating. I said, really? And he showed me the booklet, and I couldn't believe what I looked at. I said, wow. Yeah. So I read about it. But at that time before then, I was with Jim Henson.
Okay.
I was with the Muppet Show,
okay,
which is good. I was also roller skating. I played the Zucchini Brothers. I also did Animal. And I did Animal. I also did the voiceovers for Animal because Mr. Frank Oz was part of the production.
Right.
And I met him, and he taught us how to, talk with our hands like puppeteering and stuff. So, yeah. I came home, and Starlight Express was in town. That's the time I was working at the Roxy also.
I remember.
And I had no agent. And I just went in, and Dwight was there, and another skater named Ronnie Garza was there, and we put a routine real quick together, and we went up in front of Trevor Nunn, Arlene Phillips, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and the musical director, and we gave them this routine, and they just jumped out the chairs.
Yeah, because you were really skating.
Yeah, we were really doing some skate stuff, and we put a real nice choreography to it. And right afterwards, it was a process. I mean, my voice was lack; it wasn't strong. So they sent me over for about 6 months to a year before they came back to
vocal training.
Right, vocal training. And I studied with Phyllis Grandy, and she was out of Queens, New York. And it wasn't easy. It was a process. So, throughout the entire time skating and performing and going through contests like through Empire, USA Skates, and Skate Palace, Skate Key, I can go on and on.
Sure.
I was competing myself around with others and getting my feet wet, as they say, climbing up the ladder. I was, also practicing with vocals for Starlight Express. And I went through 8